Hello and welcome back to me being bankrupt and soon to be dead, or also called FIFA Manager 2019 Experiments Episode 2 or something like that. We are now in the year 2058, and we have it there. Up there I was looking lower down and that were not the correct place to look. But anyway, we are in July 2058, so we have seemed 40 years into the future. So the question is, this time as well, how are the Premier League looking now? How are Bath City doing? How are the football doing in Europe? Are still Spain, England and Italy the forces to be counted with? My guess is that they are, but let's start at the start and with the Premier League. So that is not what we're going to look at. The Allsvenskan, it's not that we are looking at. So we'll actually look at the league tables like this, just as usual. So unfortunately, as you see, the maximum history you get here is 20 years. But since we are doing this in 20 years at a time, you get the basic idea, and we'll go through not by every club, but most of them, or a few of them. So Arsenal, of course, being one of the top clubs, have been playing decently well the last 20 years. But only won the league one time and had a pretty good run here, coming second most of the time, or second or third or around that, but seems to have dropped a little bit after they won their title. And let's see here, Liverpool winning the league last year, so actually having a very trending way upwards here, with a little bit of a slump here in 2049 where they were just ninth. And Tottenham being up in the top as well, and Manchester City the same. Manchester City actually have won the league many times these last 20 years. And let's have a look at Manchester United. Pretty much the same story here, but a little bit more uneven here from Manchester United actually. And Derby County having a really good run here the last 10 years or so, with a 6th place finish last year and finishing 5th in 2051. So really good by Derby here, I'd say. And Chelsea we looked at, and Wolverhampton Wanderers pretty stable in the league here, and Leicester as well. And the same thing can be said for Swansea, Southampton and Sunderland as well. Pretty stable here in the mid-table. Sunderland having a really good year, 2053 and 2056 here. And to Nottingham Forest being pretty much up and down between Sky Bet Championship and Premier League, it looks like here. And we go to Bristol City, which have been struggling definitely a little bit, and gone from being pretty stable in the midfield here, or the upper half of the table, to being in the lower half of the table here. And not having the greatest of seasons. And we have York City here coming up to Premier League. And being pretty stable here in the bottom of the league, but not going out of the league. So very impressive here by York City, which is a veteran National League club, at least I think, or veteran National League South or North even, in the start of 2018. So definitely doing very well for themselves. Blackburn Rovers, pretty stable in the bottom. Birmingham City jumping up and down. Newcastle United have actually been down to Sky Bet League 1 here in 2039 and 2040 before joining up to Sky Bet Championship and are now back for the first time in over 20 years here in Premier League. So what a story for them. Everton being pretty stable in the midfield and have lately bounced around between Sky Bet League 1, or not Sky Bet League 1, Sky Bet Championship and Premier League. And Oxford United, the story of the last 20 years here, is the team that have gone from Vanner National League all the way up to the Premiership. So Sky Bet League 2, they did 2 good seasons and finally got up and had a long run in Sky Bet League 1, where they seemed to be starting to get worse and worse, but then somehow turned everything around and got promoted 1 year later. And in Sky Bet League 1, a little bit of a different story, but still, just from 1 year to another, they suddenly were really, really great. And then they struggled a little bit between the seasons, but jumped up and got a good run and continued to develop really well. So only 2 seasons in Sky Bet Championship, if you don't count the season they got relegated. So a very impressive story, as said, for Oxford United. And yeah, so time to look at a few other things here. So we have the team ratings, of course, is something interesting. So if we're looking at the team ratings, Manchester City being the top club, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham and Chelsea. And then you actually have pretty even down here to 10th place with Sunderland, I'd say. But yeah, we have actually, or let's say we have the top 5 teams are sticking out a little bit. Between Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur should be where it really stands this year. And yeah, Wolves being really interesting here, and Derby County as well, actually, if we're looking at their total and their average age here. Really interesting. They could be something up to something really great here. And average age actually here on Blackburn Rovers is pretty darn crazy as well, at 22.4. That's really, really, really good average age actually. A shame though that they don't have the talent to back it up. But yeah, definitely interesting things are going to happen here for the different clubs. And if we take a look at Bath City, what have they done here? So they have done quite a lot actually. So last time we looked at them, the club value were 8 million. Now it's up to 46 million, and they are actually up to Sky Bet Championship. But yeah, the team rating, last time we looked at them 20 years ago, it were at 601. Now it's 699 in Sky Bet Championship, and they are pretty much one of the worst teams in the league, and that I certainly understand. 699 for Sky Bet Championship is pretty darn awful actually. But yeah, Bath City have done quite a good run here these last couple of years. So last time we looked, they were at 601 and best in the league, but they didn't manage to win the league by far. They only finished 6th actually, but the year after they did won the league of Vanner National League South. And what a goal difference they made there. 73 positive goal difference. That's pretty darn crazy actually. And after that, very steady results directly in the National League, and climbing up and down a little bit of a slump and a good result, and up to Sky Bet League 2. Very easy business there, and actually up after 2 seasons, and Sky Bet League 1. The same story there, pretty easy and entering, but not happening so much. So it took 5 years to get promoted from Sky Bet League 1, but no not placed worse than 13th, and here in the Skybet Championship they are definitely struggling, having being placed between 21st and 18th these last 5 years. I expect 2057 where they placed 6th somehow, but yeah, definitely made a story so far for themselves, and yeah, this is pretty crazy though. The capacity, according to what's happening here, is still only 3,806, which is pretty darn crazy. So we'll finish that and let's take a look at some European stats as well, what we did last time around. So do we have any real surprise? Sporting the club, the Portugal, don't sounds like a super surprise. Valencia, Juventus, Salzburg, Olympic Lyonnais, a little bit of a surprise maybe. Racing Genk, again, sorry for the pronunciation there if I done it wrong. Feyenoord and University College Dublin. Alright, that seems a little bit like a surprise, but not really. And Celtic, Bayern München, Hammarby Football, and FC Copenhagen. So yeah, it seems like pretty regular suspects here. So let's take a look at the same like we did last time around. So the market values, which nation have the most expensive players? So we have El Knight in Arsenal with a market value of 111 million. Victor Higuera for Madrid with 93 million, which is pretty far from it. And we have Lastra in Inter with a value of 80 million. So this time England being very much better than the rest. And actually Germany have a decent player here with Köln being valued 81 million. So let's take a look at a Knight, I think. So a young player here with full stars of talents, and at 83 already, one see as is 20, so all the time in the world to develop to a world-class player. And let's take a look here at Higuera. It's also pretty young, but 22 and at level 85, so kind of far away. And here we have a 24-year-old player at level 88, and actually only 9-star talent, so that's pretty impressive to be up to 88, even though you are lacking a little bit of talent. And let's take a look at the highest salaries and see if we find any other players then. So we have Dalsal for Manchester City with 410,000. See if they will win this time around as well. So 260,000 in Spain, 320 in Italy, and 230 in in France, and 280 in Germany. And I think nothing else will be really close, but actually Crabtree here for Celtic, having quite a good salary actually at 250k. That's pretty crazy actually for the Celtic League, I would say. So best outfield players, let's have a look at that. And let's see where we do have the winner. So we have Thompson at level 94, Aguilar level 87, Gueli at level 88, so not too good at all. Sufas level 86, and Netolitsky level 87. That were definitely a little bit of a struggle to say. And yeah, actually this time England being so much better than the rest, but actually here we have interesting as well. We have in Greece Patrinos, a very good player, level 92 actually, base level 90. So Greece having a really world-class player here in Patrinos, and a good market value of 62 million and a salary 200,000. So let's take a look here on Thompson. So he's 28, level 93 base level and +1 for experience, and salary 390k. So yeah, very good player, and being transferred to Manchester City for quite many years ago for 80 million and have a little bit of a transfer history, so definitely quite interesting there. So just for highest salaries, did we take a look here properly on this player, Dolasal? I don't think we did. So Dolasal, a 31-year-old player, 89 in base level and +2 for experience. Yeah, decent player, valued 50 million, but seems a little bit overpaid, to be honest. And that will wrap up this second episode of the FIFA Manager experiment, or me being bankrupt and soon dead. You can choose whichever seems fitting for you. So remember to smash that like button if you have enjoyed this content, and also if you haven't done so already, remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out our next episode of just this series or anything else you'd like to watch on the channel, because we upload daily. Sorry for stumbling there a little bit on the words. But anyway, hope you have enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.